All right, guys. So today we're going to be looking at a review of a particular web hosting company that is really not so popular but very effective. I host with them, so I can tell you firsthand that this is quite a good web hosting company, and I already wrote a blog here detailing my experience with them as a Nigerian customer, and one by one we are going to be going through some of the things I've already noted down in my experience with them. And one of the first things we're going to be looking at is that Interserver is well known for its speed. And I won't just be telling you that Interserver is fast just to praise it. I'm going to be showing you firsthand by testing the speed of this website and another website that I'm hosting with them. So to do that, I'm going to head over to a website we usually use to test the speed of a website, and that is gtmetrics.com. So this brings us to the official website of GTmetrix. This is where you can test how fast your website really is, and is completely free to use. All you need to do is to enter the URL of your website in this space here and click on test your site. So right now it's analyzing my website URL, and here is a report. As you can see, my page speed score is 92% and my Y slow score is 85%. And of course, this is a website that already has quite a lot of load on it. I have quite a lot of heavy images and lot of plugins on this. So for it to have a score as this, it simply shows that at least the web hosting company is good enough. But I have a lighter website that doesn't have as much load as this particular website has, and I'm going to test the other websites right now that I also host with Interserver. And to do that, let me just go back, and then I'll type in the URL of the other website. Then I'll click on test website. And so guys, as you can see, my page speed score is 96% here, and my Y slow score is 2%, and every other thing looks pretty good. So I know there are a lot of things that can weigh down the speed of a website, and the appropriate way to actually test the speed of a website is when you newly launch a brand new website that you've not installed a custom theme or a lot of plugins on, or heavy images on, because these are things that can contribute to weighing down the speed of a particular website. So when the website is still brand new with little or nothing to it, that's actually when you can test the speed of a website, and it will show you and judge it based on the hosting company that it's being hosted with. But as far as this particular website goes, the page speed score is pretty good. It's pretty much good, and like I said, this website is being hosted on Interserver. So that's it for speed. The next thing about this website is that it is super affordable. As a Nigerian, it's really important to me that I spend as much less dollar as possible because of the rate of our currency to the dollar currency. And Interserver proves to be a super affordable web hosting company that offers really great features that many other web hosting companies offer at a really higher price. if we head over to the Interserver website, I think the link should be on my, yeah, it's right here. When we head over to the Interserver official website, and then click on web hosting. Now the standard web hosting, which is their shared hosting plan, we'll click on it to find out that it goes for $5 per month. This is actually what I pay for. Every single month I pay $5 for a month. And one of the things I really like about this price is that it's fixed. A lot of web hosting companies, they usually offer really discounted prices at the beginning, and then when you want to renew, you find out that the particular web hosting plan you have is actually more expensive when you want to renew. But Interserver makes it clear upfront that its standard web hosting plan goes for a flat rate of $5 per month. This doesn't stop them from giving discounts anyway. As you can see, we have an exclusive offer of $0.01 for the first month if you use the coupon code try Interserver. So I think Interserver is really, really great, and I will still walk you through all the various features they have, and you'll find out that spending $5, which is really nothing to quite a lot of people, and even people from countries that the dollar currency is really high can still be able to afford $5 for a superior web hosting plan with Interserver. Then the next thing about them is that they have flexible payment plans. There are a lot of web hosting companies that only allow you to pay yearly or 2-year plans or pay 3 years upfront, but there are really not a lot of web hosting companies that allow you to pay monthly or quarterly or even maybe 6 months. Interserver covers you if you have this in mind. Interserver covers you in this aspect. With Interserver web hosting, you can choose to pay monthly, you can choose to pay quarterly, that's with 3 months interval. You can choose to pay 6 months, and you can choose to pay yearly. So whatever payment plan you choose, Interserver has you covered here. I really understand that there are a lot of people who may not want to pay for a full year for their web hosting plan and may seek to look for an alternative where they can pay for a month. And the advantage of this is if you just want to test out a platform or just test out an idea, maybe you don't have a long-term plan for your website, then you can opt for web hosting companies that allow you to pay monthly. That way you can drop out without having to pay for the months that you wouldn't be in business. Another thing I've noticed about Interserver is the relatively no downtime. Yes, I've been hosting with them for 2 to 3 years now, and I've never had any major issue of downtime. Yes, there are some occasional times where my site will go down for maybe 2 minutes, between 2 minutes to 10 minutes. And it's not an everyday occurrence. It just happens occasionally, maybe when they want to carry out some occasional maintenance. So that to me is quite negligible. Where it will become alarming is if your web hosting company goes down almost every day for almost an hour. That's when it really becomes annoying. But the downtime of Interserver is quite negligible and really something that you can work with. The next thing about Interserver is they have such really caring customer support. They use the email support system, and in fact, whatever you want for them, you can just hit them up with an email, create a ticket, and between a few minutes to at most maybe 3 hours, you will have a response or to your question, or have them fix the issue you would whatever issue you want them to fix. And one of the things about their customer support is that once I just purchase my web hosting, I could literally tell them that I want them to set up my website for me, and they will do that free of charge without any additional cost. And this is really great for beginners who may not really know how to go around setting up their website. You could just hit up the customer support and say, hey, I just purchased this hosting plan and I really need help in setting up my website, and they would gladly do that for you without any additional cost. Or you could hit them up and tell them, hey, I need you to help me set up SSL for my website so that my website will have this padlock, this particular padlock icon. I use their free SSL certificate and on both websites, and it's really cool to know that they offer this feature free of charge. So you could hit up your customer support and they could set up your SSL for you while you relax. So that's another reason why I love Interserver. And one of the great things again about hosting with Interserver is that you can host unlimited websites even on their shared hosting plan. When I was still a novice and before I got to know about having to host multiple websites using just one hosting account, I used to buy web hosting for virtually different domain names. But when I got to know about using one hosting account to host multiple websites, that changed the game for me. Currently, I operate two personal websites and I host them using just one hosting account. What this means is that with just $5, I can host as many websites as I want without having to pay any additional fee for hosting any of them. At this kind of price, is really difficult to find web hosting companies that will offer this feature to you at this rate. So this is really great that for $5 you could host as many websites as you want. And that for me is really another reason why I host with them. Now, another reason I have here is the renewal costs. I've touched on it on their price. They are very transparent with their pricing. A lot of hosting companies hide their real prices and only show you the discounted prices just to lure you in. Interserver is not like that. They show you the flat rates for their hosting plans, and it is the same rate you pay for when renewing your web hosting plan. However, this doesn't stop them from still giving you discounts. For instance, 1 year or 6 months, you may be getting yourself some discounts, unlike when you choose to renew for just 1 month. But however, the $5 is flat rate, but still doesn't stop them from giving you discounts. Another good feature about them is that they offer free migration service. Now, I just included this here. I didn't migrate to Interserver. I started my websites from scratch with them. I bought my domain name from them and hosted with them, but they offer free migration service. And according to them on their website, 70% of their customers migrated from other web hosting companies to them. And if you choose to migrate from your web hosting company to them, simply hit them up on their support system and simply contact them from here. I think at the bottom of the website, simply hit on contact them, and then they would walk you through the process of migrating your website from your current web hosting company to them. So another thing I love about this website is that it gives you unlimited disk space and unlimited bandwidth. And if you've watched my tutorial on what web hosting is and the things you should look out for before choosing a web hosting plan, you'll find out that I explained why it is really important to watch out for the disk space allotted for a particular plan and the bandwidth also. So they operate an SSD disk space, which is currently the latest technology in file storage used by many web hosting companies. as opposed to the HDD, the hard disk drive. And with them, you don't really have to worry about the storage, disk storage for your website files. And also, you don't really need to worry about bandwidth. And bandwidth controls the number of visitors or visits the website can have in a month. So a lot of web hosting companies place a limit on the amount of bandwidth that you can use on your website, but with Interserver, you have unlimited bandwidth as well as unlimited disk space. But bear in mind that, of course, just as every other web hosting company that offers this on their shared hosting plan, this the fair usage policy applies to this. So in as much as they place the fact that it's unlimited, fair usage policy applies. And I can't really say how many visitors you may have for your website before you reach the exhaust the amount of resources, bandwidth, and disk space allotted to you. As far as I've been hosting with them for 3 years now, I've yet to exhaust the bandwidth and the disk space allotted to me, so I can't really say how far you will grow and exhaust these resources. So the next thing I like about Interserver, and this pretty much is one of the things that attracted me to them, and that is the free SSL. Before then, I used to host with iPage, which was really a very bad web hosting company in my experience back then, and they didn't offer this free SSL certificate, and I had to buy it for an extra $15 from Komodo SSL. But here, Interserver offers this feature for free, and the great thing about their free SSL is that they don't just give it to you for free on the first year and then you start paying for it from the next years as some other web hosting company do. Also, they don't give it to you for just one website, and then maybe if you start hosting other websites using the same web hosting account, they won't start charging you for it. What I'm trying to say is that the free SSL applies to as many websites as you host with them. I have 2 websites with them with just one hosting account, and I have this free SSL installed on both of them. And just in case you don't know, Google has made it mandatory that every website must have an SSL certificate installed on it, and having an SSL certificate makes your website secure to an extent, and you know that a website has an SSL certificate installed when you see this particular padlock icon beside the web address bar of a web browser. Another thing I didn't write here is that they offer discounted domain name registration. I know that a lot of web hosting companies offer free domain name registration to their users, but what Interserver does is to offer you a discounted domain name registration. So it offers domain name registration for $2. And $2 is something that, of course, anyone can afford it. Even someone like me who comes from a country where the dollar currency is really pricey for us. So I'm saying this just so you know that Interserver doesn't really offer free domain name registration, but they offer heavily discounted domain name registration for just $2. That is, I think, $1.99. So that is it, guys, and turn it all, they have this 30-day money back guarantee. What this means is that if you host with them and within 30 days for any reason you decide that you do not want to host with them anymore, you can apply for a refund and they will give you back your money. So guys, you really have nothing to lose. So guys, this is it. This is my review of the Interserver web hosting company. I'll be leaving a link to this web hosting company in the description of this video below, just in case you want to check them out. So guys, this is it. This is my review of Interserver web hosting company, and this is my experience with them. What do you think about Interserver web hosting? What do you think about this video? Do you have any questions, something you want to suggest? Let me know in the comments section below, and if you enjoyed this video, kindly hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the notification bell icon so that each time I upload a fresh video, you will be the first to know about it. Thanks for watching.